Most of Bradley had just indiscreet houses built, dotted around the place. This is one of probably the second oldest house in Bradley, built around 1550. You can see that Bradley used to be a really rural place. You can see in these pictures here of Bradley Wood before Bradley Estate was built. My granddad and my dad used to tell me it was a really wild hole of Bradley back in them days. A large proportion of Bradley first grew up in the early 1950s when a need for post-war housing prompted a massive countrywide building programme. The names of many of the main thoroughfares in the Bradley estate now familiar with us today reflect on the past history of the place. Keldragate was adopted from a medieval spelling of the name Calder, since its name suggested for this road was Calder's Gate, which symbolised the approach to the River Calder. Brooklands was adopted from the Brook family, who occupied this area for centuries and owned two of the local quarries, as well as being stonemasons who were responsible for building a number of older houses, including houses. It was also named in reference to a brook which originally ran in the vicinity of the road. Godwin Place and Dolphin Place. By the time of the Norman conquest of 1066, the manor of Bradley was firmly established. Owned by two families by the names of Godwin and Dolphin, who held the land as two separate territorial units. Godwin and Dolphin were the landowners at the time of Gilbert de Lacy, who were under the command of William the Conqueror. Owler's Close was named after a local field name which it was built on, and likewise Leyland Avenue reflected the character of the land which it replaced, which was common pasture land. Priory Close and Friars Close were associated with the nearby Kirklees Priory, which was situated in the vicinity of Robin Hood's grave, and in Robin Hood's days was a nunnery which Maid Marian came from. Similarly, Sherwood Avenue was associated with Robin Hood. It was the forest around Nottingham, one of the places of his many haunts. In fact, the woods from Nottingham, Sherwood Forest, stretched right over to Bradley back in them days. Allendale Road was also in reference to one of Robin Hood's merry men, Allanadale, and Woodman Avenue was associated with the Woodman Inn. Woodmen were also archers and bowmen in reference to the legend of Robin Hood associated nearby Kirklees Priory. By far the largest number of houses, however, was built after 1952. From this period, Woodman Avenue and Elder Road were completed in 1953, and the streets and cul-de-sacs towards the top of Allendale Road were constructed around this time. Sherwood Avenue School was built in 1957 by W.J. Wimpey and Co. The nearby Artley Manor, Old People's Residential Home, recently closed now and rebuilt, and Copthorne Gardens in 1956. The Children's Home was built at the cost of £4,000 by John Lang and Sons, who were the main contractors of the new Huddersfield Council. Around 1970-71, Bradley Grange Gardens were built, and also Park Hill was started, although the initial developers ran out of money. This was extended in 1980 to 84 by Barrett Developments Bradford Limited, who eventually erected 204 houses and flats to an estate. And these were built on the fields separating Bradley Road and Lockery Road. Before Kirklees Metropolitan District Council, the successors of Huddersfield Borough Council, who were created in 1972 following government reorganisation, published proposals for the Huddersfield area for then and the following 10 years. In this, not only was Bradley expected to see a largest industrial development in the district, particularly along the Leeds Road corridor, but it was also expected to bear the greatest expansion in houses too. 4 sites were proposed by the planning authorities for residential development. The largest, of 300 houses, was to be the site of the former Bradley Wood Sanatorium Hospital. Some of the ancient woodland was to be retained, but there was extensive development would see the construction of new roads sufficiently large enough to take a bus route, and the building of private middle-class residences, as well as a number of small high-tech industrial units. All this has since been realised. A new road off Bradley Road adjacent to the petrol station was envisaged. Between this and the golf course, a further 200 houses were planned. The golf course, a further 200 houses were planned. Between the road and the existing Parkhill estate, another 127 houses would be erected as an extension to this development. This has since been realised. The smallest site to be built on was Loch Farm development. Besides the new church of St Thomas, 40 new houses were planned, with access via the former drive of Bradley Lodge, presently leading to the church, which would be widened to take extra vehicles. It was proposed, however, to minimise traffic along this road, to allocate much of this accommodation to elderly residents. That's what the originally council promised. However, of course, this promise was not kept. Such a large development of housing will inevitably bring an increase in population, perhaps as many as 2,000 residents. As such, Kirklees Metropolitan Council proposed that if it was necessary to provide a new infant and junior school, then the ideal site would be between Bradley Road and the golf course, with extra shops and other community building in 1984 plan. Now, 2016, most of this has all been realised, and as people should well know by now, the initial plan between the golf course and Bradley Road has now extended all over the golf course. The entire golf course is under threat to the extension of the 1984 proposal, which, if comes to fruition, will see a huge estate of 2,000 to 2,500 houses by 2030.